My name is Dartanyon Crockett. My sport is Paralympic Judo, and I'm training for the Paralympic Games in Rio. The closest thing I could compare Judo to, for someone who doesn't know, is Greco-Roman wrestling with pajamas. It's a sport that requires a lot of physical upper body strength, core strength, agility, as well as technique and speed. Judo match is quite like a chess game. You're reading your opponent, you're anticipating his movements, and everything you do, they're going to react in a certain way, and you have to have something to kind of counter that or combat that.
Oh, and one more thing. Dartanyon Crockett is legally blind.
I was born with Leber's disease. My vision is severely nearsighted. There is no corrective surgery yet. There's no option for corrective lenses or glasses or anything like that.
Growing up in inner-city Cleveland, Dartanyon's eyesight was only one of several challenges he had to overcome. Having lost his mother at the age of 8 and with a father battling drug addiction, Dartanyon was often on his own in a neighborhood devoid of opportunity.
Because of the circumstances that we were born into, teachers, strangers, people in authority, they see someone in the inner city, a black kid, poor, especially with a disability. That's 3 strikes against you and you're written off.
But there were some people who saw his potential, like Lisa Fenn, a producer at ESPN who was doing a story on Dartanyon and his friend Leroy. Both on the high school wrestling team and both with their respective challenges, over time, Dartanyon and Lisa formed a special bond that would change his life forever.
The first time I saw Dartanyon, he looked like an action figure to me, almost not real, as if someone had drawn him. And he was a really interesting balance of just this ferocious competitor and just this polite, chivalrous gentleman. As I got more entrenched in his home life, I saw that so many of the issues that he faced were fixable. I knew how to help him get to college. I knew how to help him find outlets for his sporting interests, and I think it would have been quite disingenuous if I just walked away and left him.
After the feature aired, Dartanyon was invited to visit the Olympic Training Center, where he fell in love with the sport of judo.
He went to the judo demonstration. They were showing him some throws, and he said, "Hey, can I try that?"
The growth of him as a judo player is amazing. No one does what he's done. Most people start at the age of 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He was well past that in a short span of time. He's like a sponge.
After just 4 years of training, he achieved what many athletes can only dream of, a bronze medal at the 2012 Paralympic Games in London. But Dartanyon wanted more, and he went right back to work.
It's 2-a-day practices. Judo 4 times out the week. Practice is like lifting and conditioning is 3 days out the week. It's about an hour and a half to 2 hours in the gym and an hour and a half to 2 hours in practice at night. Just trying to keep these well-oiled machines in tip-top shape.
But before Rio, Dartanyon had to qualify for the Paralympic Judo team by competing in one final match in Dallas, Texas. And Lisa was right there with him.
Come on, Dee, you got this! Let's go, Dee! Come on, Crockett!
4 years ago, he was at this tournament, and he was the underdog trying to scrape his way to qualification. And 4 years later, you're the favorite.
Now we go get the better color, right?
Now we go get the better color, baby.
There we go.
When I first met Dartanyon, one of the first questions I asked him was if he had any memorable wins. He said, "I don't remember any of the wins." He said, "I only remember the losses. Those are the ones that stick with you." Fast forward about 4 years to London, he had won his bronze medal, and I asked him if he remembered the bronze medal match, and he said every minute of it. And I said, "That's interesting, because the first time I met you, you said you only remember the losses." He said, "I guess the time for sadness is finally over." And that was a moment that will stick with me, I think, for the rest of my life.
Good story.
That's how you do an interview, dude.
That's how you do an interview.